All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Practical slash Political Civilian. We got some really big news coming out of the Second Amendment this week. We have Kash Patel, Trump's new appointed and Congress' new appointed FBI and ATF director. Very interesting how you can be both. I didn't even know that was possible, but I guess he's temporary ATF director. They got another Pro 2A guy coming in pretty soon. I heard this from Guns and Gears and Guns and Gadgets. So credit to them for dropping the news. But Kash Patel confirmed to be the head of the FBI, and the ATF is basically being dismantled. The previous head of the ATF resigned right before Trump got elected because he knew he would be fired. And I probably wanted to get his benefits or whatever. But in addition to that, there's been a whole lot of people at the ATF quitting, resigning, or getting fired. So the ATF is basically being dismantled, not as a branch, but they're definitely draining the swamp, which is exactly what I wanted when I voted for Trump. I wanted this to happen. I wanted them to keep, get the old Biden electees out and get the new Trump Pro 2A people in. He said he was going to stay true this time on being pro Second Amendment. And from what I've heard, I mean, it's only a month in, but he's already cleaning house and he's already keeping to his word. He's already helped reverse a lot of his pro gun control or anti mistakes of the Second Amendment that he made, and he's Pro 2A now. Like the bump stock thing has already been dropped in the Supreme Court, and it's they're not fighting it no more. He actually had them investigate and say, hey, how can we make our country more pro Second Amendment? To be honest, I knew it was a wrap when he visited PSA. I'm like, ain't no way he just going up there and not talking politics. He said he was going to basically throw out the pistol brace thing. It's already been null and void pretty much for a while now. But they actually dropped a new case that was being fought, and they basically put it on pause. I don't know if that's indefinitely or how that works, but they definitely put that case on pause because of Trump's direct efforts, which is really nice, because you're not going to tell me that owning a pistol brace makes me a felon if millions and millions of people already bought them. That makes zero sense to me. But in other news, Kash Patel, so the ATF is getting dismantled. They're getting nuked pretty much. And from what I understand, the ATF was meant to be like a subdivision of the FBI. And that's basically what they're going back to. They're actually starting to merge their resources so that they can work more together instead of being like two separate entities. And I believe that's what it was supposed to be, because the ATF is like an enforcement agency. They're not meant to interpret rules or laws or nothing like that. They're not meant to make laws that have, or make rules that have the force of law behind them. That was the whole problem with the pistol brace thing, the FRT. They were reinterpreting laws that were already on the books. Speaking of laws that are already on the books, I got a little bit of notes today. I was curious what's going to happen with the GCA, the Gun Control Act, and the NFA. Are they going to drop the $200 tax stamp for NFA items? That would be dope if that happened, because you could actually pay, kind of like what he was talking about when he was saying like he wanted to drop the income tax, where you actually make what you make and then you only pay sales tax on stuff, because it doesn't make no sense for me if we're paying taxes on the money that we're getting before we get it, and then we have to pay taxes on stuff that we buy with the money. If we give the money to somebody, we got to pay taxes on that, and then at the end of the year we get like a quarter of what we paid in taxes back. That makes no sense to me. Anyways, Trump's working on that as well. But could you imagine buying suppressors and then just having them unregulated, like you could just buy them over the counter? That would be so amazing. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, because the first step would be to eliminate the NFA taxes, and then the second step would be to dismantle the GCA and the NFA. I don't know what they would do with the records that they already have, because that's if de facto a registry as it is, you can't have a registry. So the fact that they have all of these names and makes and models and calibers and stuff under people's names, that's illegal. That's if de facto a registry right there. That makes no sense how they can legally do that. And even Congress has called them out on this before, asking them, how do you have a searchable database? They deleted all those records like we didn't see them. We seen you had a searchable database. Like, this is, you can't just hide the fact that you had this. And I think that was the biggest problem with the last the ATF director. He was really, pushing the envelope with what he could get away with. Give him an inch and they'll take a mile. So don't give him a centimeter. Anyway, the new ATF director is going to be Pro 2A. I'm really looking forward to what that means for me, especially going forward with me buying NFA items in the near future, because it makes no sense to me for a suppressor or a short barrel rifle or a short barrel shotgun that I have to get my fingerprints done, do a FBI background check. I actually have to do two, because you have to do one FBI background check, fingerprints, passport photo, and then you have to get approved for the tax stamp. You have to wait to get approved for the tax stamp. Then you have to come to the range and do another background check for the transfer, because the suppressor or whatever that you're buying is getting transferred to your name. That makes zero sense to me. Like, why do I have to do two background checks for one item? Do they really think that suppressors are that deadly? Suppressors don't kill nobody. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. But it doesn't make sense in other countries how they have them very unregulated. We're not going to talk about the Gun Control Act because the full auto stuff is a little bit out of my league at the moment. But we'll talk about that in a later video. What this means trickling down and how I think it will affect in the future. But yeah, Trump definitely keeping his word. He's already got anti 2A cases dropped. He's already elected pro 2A people, because he can't do it at all. So he's electing people, getting people in place that can do it for him for at least the next 4 years while he's in office, and hopefully setting the precedence so that people can do it after he's gone, which is good. I'd love to see that. But yeah. Usually don't do political videos on this channel, but figured I'd do this one. The next one's going to be on FRTs. Are they legal? Are they worth it? Are they stupid? And what's the deal with them? Stay tuned for that. All right, peace.